Okay, so good. Okay, so we'll get started. Just to give you a little more detail. So your first task will be converting an implementation of the priority queue data structure from Java to Python, and you'll do that one with the AI support. And then your second task will be converting an implementation of the try data structure from Java to Python, and you'll do that without AI support. And we'll also take a break between the two tasks. The session will take about 2 hours. Um, so let me tell you a little bit more about the code translation task. The task is to produce a complete and working Python translation within 30 minutes. By complete, I mean that all of the functionality and all of the documentation from the Java code should be translated. And by working, I mean the Python code should be running and tested for correctness. But as I mentioned earlier, there's more work to do to accomplish an absolutely perfect translation than what you can do within the 30 minutes. So really, I'm just asking you to do as much as you can in the time that you have. But there might be trade-offs in how you spend your time, such as whether you choose to translate all of the functionality first and then test it, or if you translate a portion of the functionality while testing it to make sure it works. How you navigate that trade-off is completely up to you. So a couple other things to mention. You already mentioned the editor and stuff. So you'll be using an online version of the VS Code editor. It has a few minor differences from the desktop application, but in general, all of the menu commands and keystrokes are available and should just work. But do let me know if you have any difficulties using the editor. I will not be able to answer any technical questions about the code or what it's supposed to do, but I can tell you that the Java implementation is a correct implementation.
Okay.
When you make the translation, please try to preserve the namings of things like classes and methods, but how you name variables, it's up to you. We're less concerned about that. You can also use any resources you feel would be helpful to complete the task, such as if you need to search the web or Stack Overflow or run any of the code, all those things are valid. And we have installed Java and Python in the editor, so you can run things. And then as you go along, I'll give you a 5-minute warning when time is almost up, just so you know to start wrapping things up.
Cool.
And then the last piece is just as you work on the tasks, it would be really helpful to us if you can sort of talk out loud to let us know like what you're thinking and what you're working on, because that really helps us understand like how you go about doing the tasks and sort of what's going on in your head. And so sometimes, if you're quiet, I might prompt you and ask you a question about what are you thinking about or what are you working on, just to clarify that.
Sure. Right now, I'm like trying to think back to school. Like, how do tries work again? But
Yeah. Well, that I mean that part, I wouldn't worry so much, right? Because we're giving you the Java implementation. It's a correct implementation, so you shouldn't need to rely so much on your memory of how it works, since you'll have the code available. So, okay, so let me start off with the first task. So it's not the try, it's the priority queue.
Mhm.
So as I mentioned, so you'll translate the priority queue from Java to Python, and you're going to have the help of the AI code translation system. And so what this system is able to do is it's able to automatically translate code from Java to Python, but it's not a perfect system, so the translated code may contain errors in it. And we use this system ahead of time to create a Python translation for you, which you'll see when you open the editor. And again, how you use this translation is entirely up to you. So let me send you the link to
Okay,
the
so I
editor.
could like just try to fix the translated version, or I could say, "Oh, this translated version sucks. I'm going to do it myself," or something.
Yeah,
Like,
it's exactly. Whatever you choose to do with it. If you find it helpful, if you don't find it helpful, it's all up to you. Um, don't let anything I say, point you in one direction or another. Okay, so here's the link to the code editor. You could open that up. And also if you could share your screen.
yeah. Oh, I assume I need a VPN on to access
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
website.
Yeah, you have to be connected
Yeah.
to VPN. Yeah, it's all behind the
Yes.
firewall.
Let me pull It's over here. Okay. Wait.
All right. Perfect.
Ah,
Let
it
me
really is
let me
just like this browser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is. So just to quickly, give you an overview. So, that's the Java file. There's another file, priorityqueue.py. That's an empty file for you to put your solution into. And then the third file there, priorityqueue.ai, that's the code that was produced by the AI system. So with that, I am going to start the timer and you can start.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I guess first off, gonna kind of look through the Java implementation here. I'm noticing that there's no tests written for this implementation, but that would make things too easy. Although it would be cool if there were tests in Java and then the tests were translated with this translation tool. That'd be cool too. Um, oh, good old generic types. Oh, this looks yeah, pretty standard. More low level than I'm used to. Definitely gonna help having translation kind of already started. Standard stuff. All right, so public, you got an add all, and enumerate is empty, peak, size, remove, insert. All right, good. All the public stuff's up front. All right, what has the AI done? Oh, well, you already got, oh, is the documentation correct? Let's see, Java code to implement a priority queue using an array list based implementation of a binary heap. Python code to implement a priority queue using an array list based implementation of a binary heap. I'm not sure if those are things that exist in Python, so that could be interesting. Um, Class can be parameterized for any element class that supports a comparable interface on itself. Also, don't think those are things that exist in Python. Move them in the order, define the comparator. But yeah, this looks pretty much all the same. Okay, so you just like switched Java for Python. Also, my internet kind of sucks, so this is going to be fun having a lagging editor. All right. Well, I guess the first thing I'll do is just copy everything over because why not start with this thing first? Um, and then I guess I'd probably like to start writing some tests to just test whether or not this thing is already correct. Can I create new files in here? Is that a question you're allowed to answer?
Yeah, I would say keep everything inside priorityqueue.py if you can.
Ah, okay. In that case, there, I forget how you open up terminals in VS Code to actually run stuff. Uh,
Oh, so the keystroke is control backtick.
Control backtick.
And then there's also a run button at the top right, which will run the current file.
Oh, which your video was sitting right on top of.
Oh,
Which in this case, there's no mains, that's not going to actually do anything, right? Yeah. Okay. Um, I forget how you put the main Oh, this is embarrassing. I write Python, but I forget how you put the main function in the Python file. Um, if I'm Stack Overflowing stuff, I assume you want to see that on this screen as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anything you look up, it would help us a lot to see what you're seeing.
Uh, da, da, da. Right, this whole thing, and then oh, I should just put this. Cool. Although I really sort of like to write actual tests in this file. I'm gonna spin those up real quick. Oh, getting started. That's the good stuff. Where's the code to copy? This isn't using any unit test package. There we go. Let's see if this works. I run this file now. Failures, yes. 5 is not 6. All right, cool. All right, so first thing I might test is whether or not this implementation knows if it's empty, which I'm hoping is probably something that I got right. Is empty. All right. Um, so I'll create a priority queue. Does this take anything in the constructor? Does not. Uh, I probably can't say assert empty, but I can assert true. U dot is empty. Oh, well, so that's a problem. All right. Self.heap.empty. Yeah, that certainly is not a thing. But we can assert that the length is 0. Nice. Um, that's not empty. Oop. I should copy this real quick. What was it called? Insert. We can just insert anything in here, right? Yeah. All right. I expect this to fail spectacularly. Ooh. Well, one is not in list. So let's test insert does not barf. Why not? Okay. So what's wrong here? They're saying if I go here, will it jump to line? No. No. I have to look and find line 22 myself. All right. Oh, well, now I got to remind myself, why is it searching for the index of an item that doesn't exist yet? I assume this is the same thing that. Oh, no, here it's just looking for heap.size. Okay. Well, just going to assume that that's correct. And just go for the size of the heap there. This. Hey, look at that. All right. Cool, cool. Okay. So not empty works. Insert does not barf. I insert twice. Certainly can. All right. So now I guess I got to start testing. I assume, is there some sort of pop? Yeah, remove. Yes. Let us go ahead and test remove. Removes the, I think in this case, biggest item. Uh, remove shouldn't take anything, right? Oh. Ooh, probably one of the same errors there. Oh no, type errors. Index expected at least one argument got 0. Interesting. All right, what does Java do? Heap.size -1. All right, well, top.keep.remove. Oh no, line 42 and remove. Well, I assume this needs to remove the index that we're actually looking at. Either the end of the list or the first. Yeah, it looks like the end of the list. Let's hope that's correct. Oh no, but list.remove. Oh no, in Python that takes the value. Okay. Um, okay. So you can either remove the element or, well, yeah, let's just try removing the element. Do that or just pop from the list, I guess. Just put a little comment there in case this comes back to bite me, because I guess there could be multiple elements with the same value. Yeah, but if you remove them, I guess it probably wouldn't matter which one you removed. All right. Keepify. Missing one required positional argument size. Keepify. Yep, takes an index and a size. Unclear what size is, so let's check Java out here. Well, the Java doc doesn't include anything for what size is supposed to be here either. So how is remove using it? Just keep that size. Okay. Well, unclear why you needed to pass that as a parameter. You could probably just check it here, but heap is not defined. Oh, uh-oh. Except heapify takes an index into size, and here we pass the heap. I think we just want to pass 0. Hmm. Who's not equal 1? Oh, all right. Cool. So either I am looking at this wrong, the item in the order defined by the comparator. Yeah, I'm totally not sure if that's supposed to be the largest thing or the smallest thing. No. I just have to go look at the Java implementation. Oh God, I haven't written Java in years. Well, let's go figure out how to do that. Is this a thing that I can just drop in at the bottom here? Also, is it okay to edit the .java file and run it?
Yeah, that's within scope.
Cool. All right. Ooh. Hey, hello world. All right. Um, so if I create a priority queue, oh, I totally forget. If you have to define the, should do something like this. All right. Oh, the language is typed, so you have to. Oh man. Um, create, templated class. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted. Ah, yes. Called new keyword. Oh, this is more Stack Overflow than I wanted. All right, so it's something like priority queue and queue. Insert dimensions to complete reference type. Do you have to do like integer? Oh, okay. Well, it's new priority queue. Eh, hey, look at that. One, two, uh, oh, it's not a remove, didn't it? There it goes. I forget what happens if you try to print an integer in Java. Well, we're gonna find out. No, it is supposed to be the two. Shoot. Okay, well, so I thought that was all done at insert time, but I'm actually not sure. So, hey, this enumerate probably going to be useful. Da-da-da. I think if I just print a list in Java, it's just going to tell me, hey, that's a list. Oh, don't know why that was there in the command history.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, it actually does. Okay, cool. Man, Java's come a long way in like 6 years. Um, all right. So we can pop another test in here. Test enumerate returns ordered list. Because it should be, I think. Yeah. Ooh, I think there's like an assert list. I hope there's an assert list equal in unit unit test package. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh, but of course enumerate's broken. Cool. All right. Well, I'll sidetrack here. Um, 65. Right. We don't want that. We want self dot keep like this. Think this has no attribute empty. Oh, right. You know what? Int object not subscriptable. Oof. Okay. What the hell is going on there? What? What? Hmm. All right. Well, this AI did some funky stuff here, but I don't see why you don't just want to return results here. Yeah. It's just for everything in the queue, you're just removing it. Yeah. And then just returning the results. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, but there should be two things in that list. What? Hmm. Uh-oh. Does self.remove remove just remove everything? This is the most failing test in a row I think I've ever written for anything. Uh, Oh, well,
All
okay.
right. Just so you know, we've got 5 minutes left.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna keep going for the 5 minutes here because yeah, there's no way I'm gonna wrap up any any of this in 5 minutes. Um, oh, but yeah. Oh, is heapify. Heapify might be wrong here too. Heap dot remove. Pretty sure should just remove one thing. Let's see if pop. Nope. All right. Well, hmm. Oh, there's another pop here. And I don't see an insert. All right, so where's that recursive call? Oh, is there not? Oh, what the hell sift up max? Hmm. Well, I think this is the recursive case that never got hit. Huh. But yeah, why don't we just not go ahead and not pop there instead of heap dot get index or yeah, pop. We'll just do this. Still three failures. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, that doesn't seem right. Oh no, it is. Okay. We could just go ahead and set that to index. Hmm. That seems suspect. Man, I went from like trusting this AI translation to just being like, man, what the hell is this translation doing? Yeah, sub.heap left index greater than parent.
All right, so that's time. Let me send you the link to the survey
All right.
right there. Okay, so your participant ID is P14.
P14.
This is the AI priority queue.
Ooh.
All right. And same kind of thing here, like if you can sort of talk out loud about why you're rating things a certain way, that helps us understand.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I haven't thought about data structure since like school. So this was like, kind of mentally demanding, I guess. Yeah. Rude or rushed was the pace of the task. Well, I mean, I didn't feel like I was pressured to do it quickly because, I mean, it's very clear that it's not a thing that can be done in 30 minutes. Also, because I write software for a living, nothing gets done in 30 minutes. So, like, yeah. Um, successful. Ooh. Well, it's probably more successful than if I had tried to just write the thing on my own, which I guess is what we're about to go find out. Um, it's like in the grand scheme of things, like, you know, oh wait, uh, perfect's on the left. Wait, why is perfect on the left? All right, we'll go over here then as well. You almost got me with that one. Um, how hard did you have to work to accomplish your level of performance? Hmm. Well, I felt like it was kind of easier, like being able to just kind of look for the differences between two pieces of code, even though they're in a different language. But like, since the functions were all pretty short, I don't know, I think it was kind of easy to like go through and find the differences. But maybe if it was a really long piece of spaghetti code, that probably wouldn't be super helpful. I don't know. How insecure, discouraged, irritated, stressed, and annoyed were you? Well, I was only slightly annoyed that there were some things that the tool did that were just like if left less than left, like not really sure what was going on there. Um, but I mean, wasn't that bad. Overall approach. Well, just like normal development, I try to do TDD. Um, started by writing some unit tests for the translated Python code, and then fixing what broke. I think. Do you need more exposition than that, you think? Or
Um, I mean, if you want to describe in a little bit more detail about maybe some of the comparisons we're making between Java and Python. So
right.
you spent a lot of time sort of going back and forth and that.
I did, yes. Um, To what extent do you feel you understand how the Java implementation works? I don't know, a little. I. Hmm. Well, I guess if I'd had more time, if I wasn't trying to do a task in 30 minutes, I probably would have just gone through and tried to understand exactly what the Java implementation was doing. But given that I had this cool AI tool um, that already had like a Python skeleton and stuff, I don't know. And then I was trying to actually do the thing in 30 minutes. I didn't really feel like I needed to go through the whole. Yeah, I'll write that. Um, um, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. So, I mean, I'd rate the quality like good in the sense that it's a decent starting point to just go fix some bugs and you're off to the races. But like, obviously, it didn't work, and there were a ton of bugs. So, I don't know. Um, go middle of the road, I guess. Um, oh, well, definitely better than I expected. AI never works. Um, useful. I'll come back to that one. Okay, had errors, like, yeah, definitely a lot of those, but helped me complete the task. Yeah. Helps me understand the original Java code. Probably not. Not really. Because yeah, it's a bad translation of Java code. Taught me something new about Python. Probably not. Well, I don't think I learned anything new about Python. Um, okay, so was it useful? Well, it helped me complete the task. So I don't know, a little. Um, uh, I felt like, it made the task easier. Um, slow versus fast. Well, probably fast because I would have gone through and tried to understand the entire Java implementation if I didn't have this. Um, Worst versus best quality. Hmm. Interesting question. I guess it because I had the translation, it was easy to just be like, let's write some tests, which I feel like it's always higher quality to have tests. And maybe I wouldn't have started writing them. Didn't have a translation to start with. I don't know. So maybe we'll just give it like a +1. Uh, all right. What did I find most useful about the provided translations? Um, well, for the most part, they worked after you fixed a couple bugs in each function. Um, hmm. I guess, yeah. So the fact that a slightly buggy thing existed helped push me to write tests, which, maybe I wouldn't have done otherwise. Least useful. Um, yeah, I guess some of the bugs seemed pretty weird. That sounds so weird. Like not getting the number of arguments correct to a function, or putting two of the same things on either side of a comparator. Um, were enough translations provided for you? The entire thing was translated, so
So I'll just clarify a little bit, right? So you had one translation. It is possible that we could have generated additional alternate translations.
gotcha. Well, I'm not huh. I'm not sure if having more translations just be like information overload or not. Hmm. I don't know. I think I'd have to like try the task again with multiple translations to know if like that is something I would have liked. Um, additional information. Hmm. I'm not sure. Like, I guess if the code had like inline comments, being like, uh, oh, I'm super confident that this line is correct versus like, oh, hey, there's probably a bug here. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. So normal working conditions. I feel like this is really useful, except I never translate code in my daily job. So I'm not sure it would really be helpful. Um,
Well, I would say you can assume that you have a task that involves translating code.
ah,
Like don't say it's not helpful because this is not something you don't, it's not something you do, but like pretend that you're given a task to translate code. Um, how would the AI produced code translations be helpful, under these different conditions?
gotcha. Okay, then yeah, I guess normal working conditions, yeah, it'd be pretty helpful. Um, when under time pressure, uh, man, I hate to think about that situation, but honestly, when you're being micromanaged, any tool is helpful. Take it. Um, working alone. Yeah, it's kind of like having a pair programming partner. Um, you know, kind of like having a junior developer sitting next to you that makes a lot of mistakes. Pretty helpful. Working on code that only I would use. Well, I love to write garbage when I write code that only I use. Uh, so maybe only moderately helpful. Oh, except I'm normally really drunk when I write code that only I use because it's after hours. So maybe it's more, leave it a moderately helpful. Uh, code that my team members or other people would use. Yeah, I mean, I guess having a starting point that is going to translate stuff and leave all like the variables the same with the same format and everything might probably be really helpful for like, other people to easily understand. Like if they've read one implementation, they can probably understand the other. Um, readability is a big thing for sharing code. Working in a small team. Hmm. Yeah, I guess if I have other team members around to like pair program and work through these tasks, then I would probably find the whole translated bit less helpful because I'd probably just pair program with another person and go through it. Um, maybe it's only moderately helpful. Probably on a large team, maybe even less. Assuming because I've worked on teams where everybody is generally pretty collaborative and like, hey, we'll get like 3 or 4 people working on a task, like passing a keyboard around and stuff. Um, so in those cases, probably a lot less helpful. But if you were assuming that you worked on like a team of 10 people that, were all being micromanaged and all working alone, even though they were in a team, then it would still probably be pretty helpful. But I'll assume the better case there. Experimental or prototype code. Oh yeah, like super helpful. Um, because yeah, I mean, I don't care if like bugs slip through tests or anything because it's an experiment. Um, production code. I feel like you'd have to vet the production stuff more because obviously production. But on the other hand, like humans make these same sorts of stupid mistakes too. So I feel like it's still pretty helpful. Um, all right, for which situations would the translation be appropriate? When it's used for a mission critical application. Um, can I assume what you're asking here is not that like there's a mission critical application and you're just going to run it through a code translator and like deploy it, but that like the task will be for humans to work with the translation and make it correct.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely fair assumption. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Well, yeah, maybe middle of the road here because I don't know. Yeah, I feel like if something's mission critical, like it might feel bad or kind of untrustworthy for people to say like, let's start with this translation that we have to fix all these bugs with, rather than saying, let's start just like working through it as engineers or whatever. I don't know. I could see trust being a big problem there. Uh, the code's correctness is important. I mean, I guess same sort of thing there. Um, but when the code's runtime performance is important, this could be super useful. It's like if you had one implementation that was like super clever, really hand tuned to be like super performant, but it was something that was like ridiculously hard to understand. Um, then if you had AI like do a lot of the work to create that like super hard to understand version in a different language, but that was still fast. Um, that'd be a lot better than having humans try to write it at the start, because humans would just be like, "There's no way we're spending that effort," and then write the dumb, slow version. Uh, oh yeah, definitely. I'm never translating 1 million lines by hand. Screw that. Um, yeah, definitely extremely appropriate when you're not familiar with any of the languages. Um, it's a lot more helpful than Stack Overflowing everything to just have something in front of you, even if it's wrong. Uh, ta-da. Okay, well, so obviously one problem per one line of code is garbage. One problem per 10 lines is probably around the order of magnitude that we were just working with. And I found that decently useful. So like everything else, like, I mean, I feel like we'll never get there, but I mean, if you can get here, like that'd be great. Any other feedback? No, not really. It was pretty fun so far.
Yeah. I like to hear when people say they have fun.
Yeah,
Good. Awesome. Congratulations. We're at the halfway point.
sweet.
So why don't you take a quick break and then we can do the second task.
Sure. I'll
All
be
right.
back in a couple minutes then. Yeah.
Yep, me too. I'm gonna stretch my legs a little. All
Right.
right, welcome back. All right, so for the second task, as I mentioned before, so you're going to translate the try data structure from Java to Python. You'll do this one without the AI support. So there's a separate link here for the editor. So if you can open that one up. And then you can also close the other editor from before so you don't confuse yourself. All right, so same thing here. You have two files. One is the original Java, and then the other Python file is a, blank empty file for you to put the translation in. And I will start the timer now.
Nice. I like how we got the more complex one without support. All right, so let's see what the hell a try does because I forgot what the documentation is on this. Basically built a tree of nodes. Each node represents a character in a string that has been stored in the try. A stored string is represented by a path in the try from the root to a node marked as end of word node. Okay, that makes sense. So a node is a character? Yeah, or an end of word. Cool. All right, and so the try has a root. And does it just hold the root and then the nodes themselves hold children? Looks like it is just current dot set end of word. Interesting. But yeah, it looks like it's just kind of traversing or dealing with the roots children and going through the tree that way. Okay. All right. How do you do a Java main again? Uh, ah, oh, stupid WebEx thing is in the way. All right. I hope the editor still works. Yes. Okay. So how do you make one of these things? Try. Try is not templated. Nope. Cool. Right. It's types. Okay. Hmm. Uh, helps you spell that right. Um, yeah, so let's just play around with this, put a bunch of things in, see what actually happens when you enumerate it. Is this even a valid way to use a try? Yes, makes sense. Okay, so you got foo and then bar foo. And if I do a try dot remove, delete, delete. Does it do the thing? Hoping it does. Okay, cool. Well, time to write some Python, I guess. We don't need to import much. Um, all right. I guess maybe we can start with the try node. Unless we only got 30 minutes. Yeah, we'll start with a try node and probably get nowhere after that. Um, I guess we can just put it as an inner class here. Init. Um, yeah, hopefully it does not take any. Yes. Self. Change some children and an end of word. Right. This is a map of some sort. Yeah. Uh, something like is word or is end of word? Gonna rename that. Uh, capital F's for Booleans in Python. Okay. All right. And, I guess try just copy pasting and um, oh, I messed that one up. That was a set. Right. Python does not have semicolons. Cool. Right. And then, is it even worth testing a try node? Unclear. All right. So let's try to build one of these things. Oh, these all need self. Oh, I guess I should put some documentation on this. Which, yeah, let's leave the Java doc notation inside the Python comments. That sounds great. Um, yeah, and this doesn't have any Java specific stuff in it. Actually, neither does that. So yeah, that'd be good. Um, cool. All right, so the try is going to contain a root, which is going to be a try node, which, oh no, I forget Python inner classes. You have to put try node? I hope not. Okay. I guess here's where we're going to test. That doesn't take anything in the constructor, right? Yeah, nope, it doesn't. Okay. Uh, getting started with example. Here we go. Oh, shoot, I left the other thing called test sum, didn't I? Oh well. Test initialization. Does Joe even know how to write Python? Um, What happens if we run this? Oh, well, that will get you. Return children. Wait, that's tabs. Oh no. Okay. Oh, shoot. Command R is not replace. uh, Interesting. Do you happen to know what the find and replace keyboard shortcut is? It-
Um, that's a good question. The keyboard shortcut, I'm not sure. If you go to the hamburger menu at the top left, that's where all the menu commands are hiding.
Oh, nice.
So it
Okay.
might be in there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Replace files, find in files. Yeah.
F. Interesting. Okay. I replace that with a /t. Will this work? Oh, no, it will not. It's going to return regular expressions on? I thought. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right. Well, the translation gets an A plus just for getting the damn tabs right. So, God damn it. Um, Try line 22. Wait, these are tabs. What? Oh, is there a no? Oh my God, I'm so confused. Uh, oh, because hitting tab didn't, tab's doing, okay. In that case, back to find and replace. Man, I really wish I had that AI translation right now that didn't have tab problems. Is this replace all? Yeah. Okay. What about it? Hey, there we go. Okay. Um, is that how you do this? Yes. No? No. Wait. Oh, yeah. No, we're in the wrong font. Okay. Okay, and you're about to tell me that I got 5 minutes left and haven't done anything yet. So cool, 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 cool. Uh,
17 minutes, 20 seconds.
okay. All right, let's try to insert something. Insert. Uh, I could do type hints, but I'm bother. Um, all right. So insert is going to convert words to arrays. Oh, and then compute if absent. Oh, it's a hash map thing. Oh, great. Well, I'm not gonna look at this assembly. But I don't know what the hell compute if absent does. So what the heck does this do? Keep value for a given key using the given mapping function. Key is already not already associated with the value. No. Enter that computed value in hash map. Huh. Okay. So if we start with key 1 through 4, and then we say compute if absent for key 5 and key 6, and key 5 and key 6 get added to the map. And we just get added at this, oh, with this value. It looks like 2,000 plus 30, yeah, that's 35,000. 2,000 times 34 on most days is 68,000. Okay. So you're slapping key values into a thing. Okay. That sort of makes sense. Um, this tab, yes. All right, so for every character, wait, what? I'm not sure what C is in this context. Hmm. So this is a map of characters to trinodes. Oh, but the trinode itself doesn't actually store a character, just stores more children. Okay, all right. Interesting. Well, let's see what happens. We just write some stuff. This is going to be resolved, isn't it? Dot root. And then care in word. I think should work. Um, current equals current dot get children. Okay. Oh, but dot compute if absent. Oh, what does compute if absent return? Uh, a return hash map? So it returns the value. Okay. It's going to return the node that we insert. I think. All right. Um, so we're going to say current dot get children dot compute if absent. So we need to check if the thing is there. If dot keys. I think you can just do this. We're gonna find out if we have time to even write the test. Then it's not absent, so we should just be able to return that node. Get children character. Oof. Else. Uh, current dot get children equals Oh, but if we're doing this, let me just say if Karen not and do this. Right, compute if absent. This makes sense. Cool. What else did insert do? Oh, not that tab, this tab. Current dot set end of word. Okay. Uh, okay. Test insert does not blow up. That's certainly gonna fail. Um, build one of these tries. Insert. Run. Hey, children is not defined. So those need selves. I know how to program. Right. Certainly gotta call those functions. Name true is not defined. Oh, that is a fact. It is not. Cool. All right. You're cooking with gas. Um, I wonder if I can actually do enumerate then. Return a list of strings that are in the tree. Uh, oh, there are multiple enumerates. This one's good. Unclear why that's open, not private, but okay. Hmm. Okay, so just traversing. If you found the end of a word, add it to a list. Let's some people wants to program. Let's go. All right. Uh enumerate string builder entry. Um oh, entry is going to be some sort of word. Node entries. Cool. Um all the types off. All right. That is end of word. And the Python has a dot append. Uh, so this keys equals dot get children dot keys. I think that's a function. How do you just call dot sort on a list in Python? Maybe. Um, key and keys. Uh, you can do plus equal on strings as well. Wait, this has Python installed, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, you can do that. Cool. Okay, and then we're gonna call enumerate again. This is going, is this gonna read stuff? I don't want. Enumerate with the entry. Don't get children. Key. And entry. Ooh, entry.delete char. Uh, ooh.
About 5 minutes left.
Sweet. We're doing real good. Yeah. All right. Oh, did we just get ourselves into a space and tab problem? Okay. I just gotta keep this find and replace thing open. All right. It's great. And then what was the top level enumerate was just yeah, this thing. Sure. That should be simple enough. Um, call this underscore enumerate. I'll just put it in the class so that we don't have to pull that out. Def self entries equals empty list. All right. Just give this string root, self.root, probably. Entries, yes. Uh, ooh, eh, lists probably pass by reference. Hope so. Right. You know, helps if you write Python code. Um, nope. Can I shift that? Nope. Command something else. F. All that. Okay. 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 Can we enumerate? Um, uh, um, enumerate takes at most two arguments, three given. Oh yeah. Solve that. If current target is undeclared. Oh, that's right. Dict keys object has no attribute sort. Shoot. Oh well, we tried. Um, that is end of word. So nothing was ever the end of a word? Oh, or lists aren't. It might not be passed by. Oh wait, no, we just didn't return anything. Wait, did this one return? Probably did. Oh no, we were expecting it to be passed by entries. Nope, nobody gets populated. Okay.
All right, that's time.
Yeah.
All right. Let me send you a link to this survey. It's actually the same survey as before.
Oh, cool.
And then, so again, this is P14, and then this was the no AI try. Yep.
Oh, this was a lot more mentally demanding without without the support. Um, I gave this a 6 before, so maybe we'll go 7. But I mean, I wasn't deluding myself that I was going to finish. Uh, Abject failure. How hard did we have to work to accomplish a level of performance?
Actually, let me ask you about that because I mean I felt like some of your tests were working, right?
Oh, right. It instantializes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Certainly compared to how much of the other one worked, I feel like more of this worked. I at least got to insert stuff into the other one. Um, all right. How hard did I have to work to accomplish my level of performance? Man, there were so many finding places. That was a lot harder. Um, so annoyed at the tabs and spaces. All right. Um, Started by looking through the Java implementation a little bit, see what was going on, and then trying out the Java try. Um, then I started copying, yeah, uh, well, copying, I guess, both Java classes and translating to Python, um, testing as I went. I didn't get very far. Um, and I mean, still not all that much. Um, why? Well, I don't know, kind of same reasons before. I mean, 30 minutes is still a pretty short time frame to understand something fully and try to translate some of it. Uh, just I was focusing on trying to get one piece working well. Um, oh, is there not supposed to be any of the rest of the how the? Oh, right, yeah, I guess.
All those other questions were specific to the AI, so you lucked out on this one.
Nice, man. I really wanted the AI translation. I mean, um, yeah, I mean, I guess if there was a way to uh, if the tab settings could be set consistently in the editor. I think the Java thing had tabs, but then by default, my tab key was putting in spaces. Yeah, that'd be cool. But I guess also that highlights, why copy paste when a tool can do it for you. Sure.
Great. All right, there's one more survey, which I will send you this link. And then this is the one that has the questions that ask you to contrast your experiments.
Cool. Without AI support versus with AI support. All right. Translating without AI support was a lot less fun. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, because even just getting the syntax uh, correct and having to fix you know tabs versus spaces and replacing brackets with colons and moving types is pretty rote. Um, it took a lot longer to get started. Without the AI, I had to like copy and translate code before I even had anything to test. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I guess even with a translation bugs, I would much prefer working to fix a translation um, over translating from scratch. Yeah. Ooh, beyond code translation. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, Generating code from documentation would be cool. Um, ooh, I guess maybe some like bug finding. I don't know. AI bug detectors could be fun. Um, right. 'Cause I guess if you already pick out like which bugs people have to fix with your translations, maybe you could like take that and apply it to non-translated code. Um,
I actually want to dig into this one a little bit, right? Because I feel like there are tools to help you not necessarily find bugs, but definitely like give you feedback on your code before you're running it. So like linters, right? It
Yeah.
sort of helps you find bugs sometimes. It helps you write better code. So is there something beyond that you feel like, oh, you need AI to do the next something there?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely times where like static code analysis is great and it helps you write code that like at least runs.
Hmm.
Um, but like, yeah, you can still do some really dumb stuff. Uh, so yeah, like I don't know. I guess like I could imagine if you had a system so sophisticated that could see like oh, you set your server timeout to like, 10 seconds, and then you made a call with a client, but you set that timeout to 60 seconds. Be like, dude, of course, like your server call is going to time out before your client call, right? Like I don't think there's a static analysis tool that would pick that up. At least I haven't
Okay.
seen one out there today. But like that could
Yeah.
be, I don't
But
know.
I think that example you just gave is more, I don't want to call it common sense reasoning, but like reasoning, right? It,
Yeah,
I
if there
think,
was something that could reason about your code and tell you like, hey, by the way, this is stupid,
uh-huh.
even though it's correct. I don't know. Could be.
Why would you want to do this? Because you know it's going to fail or something like that.
The answer is the programmer was working overtime and might have been drunk. Fun. Okay, yeah, I don't know. AI tools to reason about um reason about your code and find things that don't make sense. Um, I don't know. There's put that
Uh,
example, like setting a client timeout way
yeah.
longer than a total server timeout. I don't know if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, Catch things that, stressed out and overworked programmers. So that happens a lot of that game.
Hmm.
I don't know.
And I guess one more I wanted to ask you about is given that you took like a test-driven development approach, are there things related to that that AI systems might be able to help with?
Oh yeah, if you want to generate tests with AI, that'd be cool.
Hmm.
Uh, can this translation tool already translate tests if you had tests to translate?
Yeah, I don't know that we've actually tried translating tests specifically, but they should translate because, the way the model's been trained is on a lot of code, and I think some of that included test style code.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you a little bit more about that after you finish the survey, but
Oh yeah, I guess you could probably do something with like better code coverage too, because like code coverage stats don't actually tell you anything except like which lines ran, but they don't tell you whether or not like the line that ran was actually something that was then asserted about.
hmm.
So like maybe you could have a better coverage tool. Oh man, I've studied a tiny bit of machine learning. I have no idea how you'd do that. uh, some tool that gave you an idea of I guess how much of your logic actually tested instead of just line coverage. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Mail on most days. Engineer. I used AI or machine learning algorithms as part of your work. Um, my work is to like ship ML models, but I generally don't like use them in my work. Is that what you're looking for? Or are you looking for like I used some machine learning model to do something for me?
No, I think it's fair, right?
All right.
You're doing something that touches AI or machine learning.
Oh, right. Good. This.
But the next question is, please explain.
um, yeah, building systems that ship ML models sometimes good. Uh, as soon as that catches up there. Yeah. And I don't think I've ever done a code translation task. Yeah. Oh, do you want personal or I assume work
Oh,
email?
IBM. Yeah, IBM email. Great. You're done.
All right.
Thank you.
Like 10 minutes ahead of schedule too. Cool.
Yeah. Well, I think we're generally on time because I have a little bit more to just explain about, what this research is about.
Oh yeah, please
But
do.
yeah, our sessions, they're usually like right on the 2 hour mark, maybe a little bit over, maybe a little bit under, but I think we hit the timing actually pretty well. But yeah, so the project, there's a lot of work that's happening right now with applying AI and machine learning techniques to code and to software engineering. So if you look in kind of machine learning literature, you'll see all these papers that are like, hey, we trained this model to do things like translate source code from one language to another, which is, what you kind of experienced here. But also things like given code, produce documentation, or given documentation, produce code, or even things like given like a little natural language kind of description of what you want the code to do, produce the code to do that. So a lot of work happening at like technical levels to do these kinds of use cases around code with machine learning, but there's not much work that's trying to evaluate, well, wait a second, are any of these things actually useful for like real software engineers doing real kinds of programming tasks? And so that's what we're interested in, right? And you can kind of see that in the design of the study. Given that we have a model that does code translation, and this is a real model that produced the code that you worked with. Um, is it faster? Is it better for you to kind of take what the AI produced and sort of fix it up, exactly as you were doing? The way that you did it is exactly the way that we anticipated people would do the task. Not everybody is doing it like in that way, but this is kind of how we thought about it is, you take the code and you write some tests and you see where it falls down and you go back and you fix the errors as you find them. And we're just, interested, does that work better? Does that sort of produce better outcomes than if you just straight up, here's some code, go translate it. So
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
yeah, I think so, right? And I mean, we did some pre-testing on this too, and different we were looking at different data structures and we're trying to find like, well, what's something that's complicated enough, but it's still more work that, fits within the 30 minutes and not like too complicated. And I remember I did one of the pre-tests with we tried the B-tree data structure. And this thing was like, I don't know, hundreds of lines of code and such. And I was just like sitting there like a robot with my brain turned off, trying to translate from Java to Python. And I didn't even run the thing. I have no idea if it worked or not, but it's like, it's a hard
I guess it didn't. No.
and for IBM, like, what is the reason we care about this is, we have all these customers with legacy systems, even like COBOL systems that need to be modernized, or even Java. We're talking about modernizing Java now. Um, and it's like, how do you do it, right? Is, well, you can have like an army of software engineers and you give them this system that's like millions of lines of code and you say, go have fun, see you in a year or something like that to rewrite all of the code. Or you have something like this where you get some support from the tool. And in this case, the tool is AI, but there are also kind of rule-based systems that will try to translate between languages. But in both cases, like, they're not producing perfect code, right? In both cases, the code they produce, it's going to have errors. But we've thought a lot about, is it still faster? Because maybe the errors introduced are like very subtle, logic kinds of errors that it's going to actually take you more time to debug if you're not doing this like careful reasoning about what the code is doing as you're translating it. So that's all the kinds of things that we're interested in seeing in this study and learning about in this study, and so thank you for participating.
Yeah, I would really like to see how this performs on like, because I've seen a lot of Java code bases in IBM that are like, here's a function. It's
Mhm.
3,000 lines long.
Yeah, I think I've seen those too. Yeah, and the reality is the models right now, they don't scale very well in the sense like you can't feed them really, really, really long inputs. And certain things like if you give it a class, it's not so good at transforming the entire class. We to do this actually we had to translate it on a function by function basis because it can't handle the concept of a class yet. But that's also, the nature of how it was trained is it was trained on kind of individual functions, kind of like the things you might see on leak code, right? Like here's a function that computes a thing, and it was trained on those sort of smaller examples. So being able to run it at a larger scale of, here's a 5,000 line Java class with 20 methods. It's not going to work all at once like that. But we anticipate the technology will get better over time, but there's still this question of, well, how are people actually going to work with this? Um, and since you signed up to be in future studies, I'll give you a little hint of like what's coming is we're also trying to build some tooling. So like inside VS Code, you'd be able to use these models for real on like real code examples. So we're doing that work now to like build a VS Code extension. So you can give it your code. You could say, hey, translate this to Python or C or whatever. And one of the comments you made on the survey about like, oh, I wish I could see like how confident the model was in the translation. We've actually done some work around that. Some of it to just sort of design what the UI might look like and get people's feedback as to how they think this would be useful for them. Turns out it would be, super useful because it shows you where in the code you actually need to spend your attention to fix up. So if it's like a million lines of translated code, you're not going to read the whole thing, right? But if the model can give you some indication of, well, I think I did a great job here, but I did an awful job over there, right? That helps you, okay, well, let me go look at that part where you did awful. Um, so that's kind of the nice thing, but then the not so great thing is we also did an analysis to see does the model confidence actually correlate with real errors, like lint errors? And the answer is
Hmm.
no. So just because the model thinks it was or was not confident, it doesn't mean that's actually where the errors are. So that's kind of ongoing work to figure that piece out. But we are building it into our plugin, so you would be able to see like, when you translate some code, you could see what the model confidences were. Um, I also hinted at this ability to do multiple translations. And so we're also building a tool that lets you see, like for a given translated piece of code, well, here's a couple spots where there were like significantly different things that the model thought could go here, and give you like a little pop-up menu to show you like here's what else the model was thinking should go in here. Which I think, there were a couple spots when you were going through, you were looking at something and I think it was the sift up call, right? And it's like, where the hell did this come from? You'd be able to sort of drill down on that and see, well, oh, okay, I see what else the model was considering here. Oh, this, it was really just trying to do a recursive call. Let me, choose that one and fix it up. So,
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like give it like four different like git commits and then just be like, look, for a merge, just like take
yeah.
yeah.
So
Any
good.
any plans to integrate with like the JetBrains tools or no?
I guess we could. I don't know those APIs too much, but I don't, there's all things are possible, I guess. I guess we picked VS Code just because we like the extension API and the fact that it's sort of the Swiss Army knife of all, you know, coding tasks.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess IntelliJ Ultimate is like I see everybody around me use it,
oh, really?
but it's also like it is a huge pain in the ass to get IBM to pay for it for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not definitely not free. So yeah, VS Code's a much better choice, but IntelliJ is so nice.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe in our, at least everyone I know in research, like everyone is using VS Code.
Uh,
But
but research always has so much more funding. Why you guys should get IntelliJ?
is that the impression? Okay, I see. Um, I'll tell you, I mean, the dirty secret of research is we are not shy at spending like millions and millions of dollars on like incredibly complicated scientific equipment. because that's part of, what we do inside research is we do a lot of physical science stuff where you have to buy like the expensive, chemistry related stuff or physics related stuff. I'm not part of those teams, I'm part of just the AI group, and everything we do is software, so
So you guys don't get the millions of dollars.
not so much.
Well, sad to hear.
I was happy to just get, some blue points to run this study so we can compensate people, because 2 hours is honestly it's a lot of your time. And we really appreciate you spending the time to do this study.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it because I had some really boring work to do today.
Okay.
It's like, oh, sorry guys, I gotta go do this study.
Yeah.
So
Well,
thanks.
I'm glad it worked out for you. It's definitely insightful for us to see how you go about these tasks. And yeah, and as I mentioned, 250 blue points will be coming your way very shortly. So thank you very
Cool,
much
cool.
for participating. And yeah, since you filled out the survey, I'll wave my hands and I'll say we'll be in touch about future studies and everything. I don't know that I want to make any hard commitments on when like we're going to be releasing the plugin, but when it's ready and we're ready to have people test it, you will definitely know. And we
Sounds good.
any feedback you can give us on that. So, all right. How'd we do? 2 minutes over. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Joe.
Yeah, thanks, Justin.
Have a good weekend.
You too. See you.
Bye.